Tenali Raman, Subba Sastry, and sugar. One afternoon, in the court of King Krishnadevaraya, Tenali Raman was asked to tell an interesting story to the king, who was feeling very restless and bored. After thinking for a few minutes, Tenali suddenly remembered a witty story he had heard in the village. And so he began. There once lived a man who was very rich, but was a miser. He had a great deal of money and wealth, but did not like to spend it on anyone. One day, he was very upset to discover that ants had entered into his bowl of sugar. He thought that drying the sugar in the sun would drive the ants out. He took the bowl and placed the sugar in a heap on a large piece of paper and kept it out in the sun. He was very worried that his friend Subba Sastry might come and eat the sugar. So he sat down and kept watch over it. Subba Sastry, who was very fond of sweets in any form, had seen the rich man keep the sugar out in the sun. He devised a plan to get his hands on the rich man's sugar. He called his son and said, "I am going to the rich man's porch to talk to him. After 5 minutes, come running to me, shouting, 'Our cow is dead!'" After giving his son these instructions, Subba Sastry went to the rich man's porch and began to talk to him. Subba Sastry asked him why he was looking so upset, to which the rich man replied that he had been having a great deal of losses. Subba Sastry then turned his attention to the sugar and asked him what he was drying. The rich man replied by saying that water had fallen into some mud in his garden and that he was trying to dry it. Just then, Subba Sastry's son came running onto the porch, shouting, "Our cow is dead! Our cow is dead!" Upon hearing this, Subba Sastry acted as though he was in shock and started rolling over the rich man's garden. He pretended to eat grass out of grief. He looked at the flowers and pretended to eat them too. He then picked up the sugar, which the rich man had lied about, and put it into his mouth. He picked up another handful and put it into his son's mouth. The rich man was appalled at the sight of this. He started shouting, "This is not mud! Don't eat it! This is sugar!" Subba Sastry replied, "No, but you had told me this is mud, and it does taste like mud too." He went on eating it till all the sugar was over. The miserly rich man was left sad and grieving over the loss of his sugar. Telling a lie can backfire and cause you harm.